Welcome back to a new episode of the Locket Podcast. I'm here with the band Locket, my band Locket. I have not rehearsed this intro. We're here in Lakewood, Cleveland.
Lakewood? Sure. Yeah, one of the something like that.
We're playing Mahals tonight. Right now we're on tour with The Dangerous Summer and Arms Akimbo. I believe this is the 6th show.
I have no idea. I have no concept of what day it is, but that sounds right.
We're about a week in. On October 25th, we released a brand new record called All Out on Fearless Records. And the reaction has been amazing. It's been really, really cool. We see all the tweets, all the Instagram stories, everything you guys say about it, and it's all been very positive. Yeah. Seriously, not one single negative comment. So good work, team.
No, you jinxed it, man.
If you want to tweet some negative stuff at us, go ahead.
Unless they blocked us because they hate us so much.
Yeah.
You never know.
So,
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just saw on our Instagram story yesterday, people receiving the pre-orders, and one of the stories that we were tagged in had our record, but when you flipped it around, the sticker in the middle, I don't know if there's a name for that, said Home Alone Christmas. So there might have been something messed up with the pressing there.
I thought it was a joke, and apparently that is a real thing that someone received in the mail.
And we don't know if it's just that one or all of them.
So order the record and find out.
Either way, hilarious.
Tag us, let us know.
And that's a special treat for anyone that pre-ordered.
Yeah.
JJ, how's tour going so far?
It is going swell. We finally found our bearings, I think. Yeah.
You have a voice for radio.
Yes, I do. It's true. He's got the rumble.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a 5th member here that I should probably introduce. As you can probably tell, I'm winging this whole thing. But we have Mr. Joey Demers here. If you bought a record and you looked at the liner notes, you could see that his name's on the record. He was there
multiple times.
Yeah, he was there for the entire recording process. He was even there for previous recordings as well. He's the aux percussion man. He's the drum tech. He's the guy that steps in and starts engineering when I throw my guitar on the ground and have to leave the room. And Joey's been on tour with us. So how you doing, Joey?
I'm doing great. Thanks. Yeah.
How's it been touring with the best band in the world?
It's pretty surreal, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Joey's playing auxiliary everything. So as you might know, we play drums, guitar, bass, and we sing. And on the record, there's just some other tracks.
Tambourines and pianos and
just
whatever.
Whatever we added on the recording. Joey performs those live, and we had 2 days to rehearse before this tour. And he does this for another band as well, so he has some experience and has his rig set up. But besides maybe one show, everything has gone not on Joey's end, on everyone else's end.
It was my fault. That one was my fault.
Yeah, everything has gone super smoothly, and it's been awesome to be playing with Joey.
Yeah, very cool.
AKA Nightmare.
Nightmare, that's a stage name.
He's going by Nightmare, yeah. And honestly, having you out on this, I've been telling my girlfriend and friends, is not just having this secret weapon musician. It just feels like you have a safety net human being with you that can fix any solution and take care of you if you can't take care of yourself with or you're being negligent or you're just it's not.
I brought a lot of vitamins and I've been making breakfast. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Joey's making breakfast. He's got
a this morning.
A propane stovetop kind of rig, which is the coolest. It's literally what it sounds like, and just pop it up in the back of the van.
Let's let Joey explain that.
Yeah.
He
let's talk about Joey.
Yeah. You live in the north of Ontario, and you say you live in the bush, which is so you live in the forest, and your job is being
saving the forest.
Saving the forest.
Yeah.
So you're used to living.
I'm just used to camping. It's all it is. It's just a camping lifestyle, and I made sure to bring a little burner and enough propane, so if we ever wanted to make whatever it is we want to make,
beans
and onions,
rice wraps, and it's just we're saving money and staying healthy. That's about it for that.
A simple thing that would have never crossed my mind to do.
Yeah.
So it's sweet.
On the first 3 days after we pulled up to the venue and loaded everything in, Actually, sorry. The first time we cooked a meal out of the back of the van was in a Target parking lot. And we just beans. We made rice, we made beans, and we had some other ingredients, and then we just put them in like these rice wraps and ate them.
Yeah. All on one little burner too, so we gotta like make sure we're like cooking like the things at the right time, and like what should we cook first, the rice and blah blah, the beans, and
We're just selling snacks at the table.
Yeah, at the merch
Homemade
table.
Yeah.
Rice wraps and beans.
Yeah, we'll one up Grayscale's merch game and just like take over the culinary end of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Cater all our shows.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. But,
They must know that our
From the
show's
cops,
going on
yeah.
later tonight.
yeah.
They're getting the security ready.
Shutting it down. I knew this
Okay,
was
so-
gonna happen, dude.
Halloween is in 2 days. There's no show, but are we planning on like dressing up for Halloween? Are we planning on doing something like that?
It depends if we do anything. Because if we just dress up and drive in a van,
Well, I mean, like for the show,
yeah.
show the day before, not
Yeah,
like
Oh.
Yeah, on the 30th in Nashville.
this.
I
This
heard
time,
Dangerous Summer talking about it.
yeah, I heard
so-
them talking about it, and I think we should like find like today talk about a theme that we should like all run with. Last fall, my other band was on a tour package with like 3 or 4 other bands, and we had told everyone like, you guys should be vampires. Like, yeah, you guys should be vampires. I think it'd be sweet. Like, we're all gonna do something, but everyone was a vampire. So it was like a week before Halloween, but it was the only like Friday show we had where we thought it was gonna be like appropriate to do a dress up thing. So the venue was pretty much a restaurant bar kind of deal. There's locals walking around, obviously not in costume because Halloween hasn't happened yet, and there's like 45 vampires just like roaming around this restaurant, like no context behind it. So let's do something like that.
I feel like if we're gonna do it, we have to like make it. We have to like a post about it today, or else.
Nah.
If you wear a
surprise 'em.
costume for the show, you get to buy our album for
Yeah.
full price.
Oh, we have a cat that's.
Checking out the camera.
We'll get a picture of the cat and we'll plop it
Yeah.
in right
It's scared
here.
of the camera. Okay. It left. Okay, what do you want to be? What should we dress up as? What's something we're
Easy
Okay, we're 6
and cheap.
people. We're 5 with like us, and then we have our merch guy Logan.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that has 6 people? Come on, guys.
Six tuplets. I don't know. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Okay, well I can tell you right now, I don't want to be a vampire.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I had to literally walk into a Wawa or a Sheetz with like full makeup because I didn't realize all the other guys had like washed their faces because I figured, oh, what the hell? If I'm going with a group of people, it's not going to look that. It's going to be obvious we were at a party. Nope. And the guy behind the counter played it super cool as well. Just kind of like, what's up, man? Definitely texting his friends under the table. Like, you won't believe what the hell's going on right now.
Yeah.
Well, we could dress up as another band. Like, we need to think of a band that has like a very simple stage outfit.
I was
that
saying we
could
should dress up like
make-
the Dangerous Summer. I'll be AJ for Halloween. I'll rock.
4 of them.
Yeah, but we can do a couple repeats. We
JJ
could all be
or
AJ.
Joey will just wear like a black like unitard or something, just so he's like
Just hidden.
you can't see him.
He's one of the amps.
morphs. Black morphs.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, damn. What's the favorite show of the tour so far?
Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto and Michigan,
Michigan. Yeah,
because we had a lot of stage room to rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ferndale, Michigan. Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
It's already glued together. I don't know what's what.
like the last week. Or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Definitely not Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Buffalo.
Brad, do you want to explain
Okay.
yourself?
So we were playing on a stage that was like the size of a kitchen table with 2 drum kits on it, one in front of the other. So we played in a line, which was just like, at this point, you'd have to laugh at that because it was probably hilarious to see. But you couldn't hear anything other than JJ just like beating the shit out of his drums. And everything was feeding back into the monitors. So if you've seen this before, you know, Corey is like playing guitar half the time. The other half the time, he's just making noises with his instrument, which is all good. But the last song we were playing, he had taken his guitar out of the monitor, and I didn't know that. But there was still hum coming through the monitor that I thought was Corey's guitar. And it was in a key that was like just slightly above what I was singing. So I thought, damn, like, if anyone's going to be messing up, it's going to be me because I'm singing and playing guitar. So Corey must be playing the proper note, which he wasn't. That wasn't what it was. It was the feedback on the stage. So I started playing in tune to the feedback on the stage, and then also realizing while I'm doing that, I'm singing and I don't know the chord pattern now that I've moved it up the neck. And as I'm singing it, it's like Guitar Hero, like freaking the bar is going down, people are booing, like, that whole thing. So I look at Corey and he's going like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, so I've never wanted a set to end faster in my life, and I felt like when we were leaving there should have been like the Game of Thrones shame bell, or like freaking tomatoes being hurled at me or something, because that was brutal.
Have like a Code Red slogan where I can make eye contact
Pull on
and say
the ear.
like, pull the fire alarm. I can just end the set now.
Yeah, that was bad. But yeah, we definitely, Toronto, I think we, like JJ said, we found our groove. The pressure was on because it was a hometown show. So if we fucked that one up, that we could never go home.
And we played the
That'd be a
song
breakup.
Honey for the first time in Toronto live ever. We had been rehearsing it for the 2 days before the tour, and it's just such a delicate song that it's got to be like perfect, and it's way easier to play a loud rock song when your energy's 10 out of 10. It's there's just way more nuance when it comes to like playing something softer.
And not just that, like getting people to pay attention too, you know? Because like, especially being the one of three or like the one of four on a band that's doing an anniversary, like an album anniversary tour, most people are not there to see you in the first place. So then to like convince them they should like fucking shut up while you're playing like a really quiet sappy love song is daunting, I guess. Yeah,
Almost impossible.
like literally almost impossible. So it's been super cool to actually like play the songs and just hear the room like zip it.
Yeah.
Which
Has been the case.
and I think that was like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that was why the first few days I was kind of hesitant, because you know you play your set and there's always, you know, a handful of people that are like obviously not paying attention, and that's fine, totally cool. But it will become that much more noticeable if like all the sound is sucked out of the room and it's just like me playing a ballad for like the first minute by myself until the rest of the band comes in.
And people were already trying to talk over like the loud part.
Yeah, exactly. So surprisingly, I think that's been the song that's like gotten people to like stop their conversations.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be that asshole that's like, you know, talking about the sports game in the background while we're doing our thing.
That, and it even carries through to the end of the set. Like you can tell people are like actually paying attention. Not to say that people aren't, but just it's been good. We put out a video for that song that hopefully you've seen. That is, that came out the day the album came out on October 25th. And Brad, we talked about it a little bit in the last podcast where we couldn't really give too much of it away. Is there anything you want to like add to how the final thing came out, or any kind of tidbits, or maybe editing?
Looking back, definitely a much simpler concept than we were going for, which I think like was the right way to go about it in the end. The only thing, like, it turned out great, like I'm super happy with it, but there was one shot, the very last shot of the video, and now that it's out, I'll talk about it. I think that's what we were going to talk about last time, but we didn't. The shot with the door frame on the roof, when the door opened, I didn't want to be able to see behind it, but because we were shooting it at night and I like couldn't really tell what I was looking at like in the monitor, we kind of just fucked up, so you could see the other side of that door, which was just, you know, whatever was behind it, and it totally ruined the illusion. So I was talking to JJ, because like in the editing realm I can like piece things together, but that's like the extent of it. So JJ had done a little bit of work to do like a visual effects composite to like black out everything behind the wall, and then before you know it, it was like almost time to leave for this tour. So thankfully, again, Fearless stepping in and just like doing what they do, making us look good and kind of saving us. I just sent it to Sam over there, who's their video guy, and between him and John, who does their visual effects stuff, like patched it up just like that. I gave him a call, I think, and yeah, it almost like concerned me how laid back he was about it, because it was just kind of like, yeah, man, yeah, that's cool. Yep, sounds good. Like, do you really understand what the issue is? Yep, no, it's all good. And yeah, I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, and again, the reaction to that song, I mean, as well as the video, has been what we thought it could be, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's what you want.
Okay.
Is it like, I'm always like doing something on stage. What's like it like just having like just sitting there because I feel like you have nothing to do but like watch while we're playing it.
It's the best thing for me. I'm so out of energy
Winded.
because it's right in the middle of the set. It's so perfect, and then by the time that song's done and we go back into Out of Sight, I'm just good to go.
Yeah,
So
it's a nice break
that
for
is
me.
my favorite part of the
Some water.
set.
Yeah.
I have to put a capo on my guitar, and it's on the first fret. And like this is a nerdy thing, but if you know anything about guitar and like intonation and tuning, the first fret of every guitar seems to be like the most problematic. So throwing a capo on the first fret of a guitar makes your guitar super out of tune. So I got to tune up my guitar, and then I come into the song maybe a minute in, and it's probably like the most stressful minute until I hit those first 3 notes.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I got to make sure my dynamic's right. I got to make sure my guitar's in tune. I got to make sure I don't play the wrong notes like I did yesterday or the day before. And then, yeah, any other part of that song, I have to make an effort to like turn around, or else I have like my ADD is too bad that I start like
Paying attention to every little thing.
yeah, or like start like laughing, or I don't know. There was one show where I think it was Toronto. Joey's friends were there, and they were having a good time, and they kept yelling like Joey. And they did that during Honey, and I had to like turn around because I was like, it was cracking me up. My favorite part about that was like, so we were all nervous to play that song. Brad probably the most, but like just again, as I mentioned, it's just such a delicate song. When we finished it in Toronto, that was like the TSN, what's it called? The turning point or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because we were just
Right.
nervous
Yeah.
going through that hometown show, playing a new song, whatever. So once we nailed it, like we absolutely crushed it, we're like, okay, here we go. So Brad like plays the last chord and sings the last note, and you just hear Joey. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it was such a good. So what did your friends think? So you had friends from like back home where shows don't come through very often, right? And they're probably not too well versed with the alternative music scene and like playing clubs and whatnot. And all they probably know about it is the photos you've posted on Instagram and whatnot.
Yeah,
So what was
exactly.
their reaction to seeing their friend Joey playing live?
I think they were excited because they were stuck having to hear me talk about this tour like all summer.
Yeah.
I was like, it's happening. Oh yeah, we're doing the paperwork. It's so stressful. Blah blah blah. So they heard like all the ins about this tour happening, and then yeah, when I told them that there was only one Canadian date and it's Toronto, like half the fire base back home was like, yeah, we're gonna try to be there and stuff like that. And I was like you don't have to because it's like 10 hours like south but yeah, half the population of Chapleau came out.
All 5 of them?
Yeah, 10 friends, but
No,
no, it
it
was
was Chapleau. See how isolated it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
down in the.
I think Google Images says it has, or not Google Images, Google says it has 1,500 people or something like.
it's definitely growing.
It's
growing.
definitely more than
Yeah.
that. But
No, I think they really enjoyed it, and they saw like, I guess like how stoked I am to be on stage and stuff like that
Yeah,
too. Because
yeah.
like, with my job, I have to spend like 5 months out of my year like, sadly not being able to play a show, and if I do, it's like on 2 days off. And
That's what I
like,
mean, you
we
have
drive
to
up, we
mission down.
can't practice, like play the show. That's what I've done a couple of times with Heavy Hearts with JJ. It's like no practice. We just show up and play the gig and hope for the best. And,
yeah,
I played maybe like 3 shows throughout the summer, but it was tough. It was like work, like, maybe 14 days straight and then get 2 or 4 days off. And I would just spend a day driving out, meeting the rest of the guys and play the show the next day. And I would just drive right back home. But yeah.
are there any
So-
dates on this tour that you're looking forward to? We asked this question like among us in the last podcast, but like when you look at the cities we're going to, is there anything that like stands out?
Probably when we're gonna hit like the desert and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like the salt flats. We're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
see that. So I've only seen pictures, so that's
That'd
gonna
be
be.
I don't think I've.
Yo, there's a picture
I
of
might
me
have
at the
seen
salt flats. But Trav knows the one because he was there when we did our first U.S. tour ever.
Oh, it's so good.
We'll pull it up and put it in here because
Gotta
my
find that.
hair is just like all being pushed to one side, but you can't tell if there's any wind because there's like no trees or
Right.
anything around it. So it looks like my hair just goes up like this and just everything going to it's wild.
And like you can't see anything when you're on the salt flats too. So he's just like this. You can't see his eyes at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have with your sensitive eyes. It's super bright.
You're gonna
my
want some
eyes are so
sunglasses
sensitive.
for
Double
sure.
down on the shades, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You've done some touring in the States before. Is Texas the like farthest you've gone?
Yeah, with Pine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. It's the
So you
furthest
haven't gone like to California or anything like
No.
that? Like
No.
not even ever in life?
ever.
Oh man,
Nice.
it's the best.
Yeah.
I've only been there like once, but I'm excited for that.
Pretty nice.
Going to Hollywood.
Yeah. Hollywood Hills.
You're gonna go back and everyone's gonna say, "Joe, you changed. What happened?
Yeah.
I'm Hollywood now."
I'm gonna give my purple pants to go home.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, dude, something different about you. You've changed.
So we have some long drives coming up. I think we have like
Yeah, next 3 days. I think they're-
Everything's been like Midwest up until now. So this is like the last Midwest show, I think, and then
Yeah,
Nashville,
I'm excited.
Kansas
For that.
City, Denver, Seattle, just huge drives
It's like you either pay tolls, or you have to drive for
across
fucking 8 hours.
across the country.
I think we spent $100 in tolls yesterday. Maybe a little less, but
But to see the bean,
Last night we hit a toll that was like $23.
Yeah.
yeah.
That happened. That must have
Logan,
been
yeah,
sad.
Logan was very upset.
Yeah.
More than once. I had to do one was $10, and then like when we got off was another 11, like 50 or something.
yeah.
Oh my God.
For Logan to be upset takes a lot. Man does not raise his voice.
No.
Yeah.
Normally, just doesn't even use it. But,
$23. That's what we got out of it.
Oh, yeah. Corey got out of the van at a toll to like see what the holdup was.
Oh no, the funniest thing with Logan so far is, like, I think he was either paying for a toll or getting one of those little ticket slips before you like get on the interstate, and he did not have the car in park and took his foot off of the brake
and got out of the vehicle.
as he was getting out of the vehicle.
It was also 5 a.m.
and it was 5 a.m. Yeah, and I thought like we got rear-ended or something, but
I watched the whole thing. I was like, is he gonna put it in park? Is he gonna put it in park? I don't know why I didn't say anything. And then as soon as he got out of the car, he just like puts his foot off the brakes and we start going.
I was like sleeping in, I call it the oven. It's like the spot between one bench and another bench on the floor, and all I felt was just like someone slammed the brakes.
yeah,
I'm like,
that was
no.
good.
Yeah.
That was scary. At 5, I was like upset, but it was just like because I was.
I
woken up.
heard the laughter, so
Yeah.
I knew it was all good.
He definitely like handled it pretty well. Like he just opened the door. I think he put one hand on the brake and then like put it in park. It was like I don't remember if he jumped in or not. So it had to have been one of those like. That's why I was so like.
Imagine if he missed and he hit the gas instead.
Oh my god! Yeah.
We don't
R.I.P.
want
to our
right
friend
through.
Logan.
I definitely would have to like jump.
Jump over, yeah.
And all he said was, "Oh, that's a 5 a.m. decision."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that drive. I think that's the latest I've ever stayed up in my life. I don't think I've
you
ever
crushed
pulled
that with me
Yeah,
that night.
we stayed up to like we did that thing where you try and talk about everything, like literally everything, and then you run out of things to talk about.
We didn't get into like we were just about to get to like heart-to-heart territory.
Yeah,
There's like stages to it. You
Yo,
know?
bro, I love you.
It starts with like the funny stuff. You talk about the tour, you talk about the show, and then you talk about like some stuff back home. And then like it slowly gets down this like really emotional path the later you go into the thing, and then by the end of it, you know some like secrets no one else in the band knows. We didn't quit. We were like that would have been 6 a.m. We were at like the 5 a.m. mark. We were just about to do it, and then suppress the feelings.
Yeah,
Go
push
to
him
bed.
back in, go to bed.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm excited for tonight. Tonight should be good.
Mahal's
is sweet. If you haven't heard of that place, which I know it's a pretty well-known little venue in Ohio, but it's an old school bowling alley, and like old as in it's been taken really good care of, but it has not been updated. Like
It's like a time machine. You
yeah,
walk
it's like
in
walking
there
in a time machine. It's really cool, like a vintage bowling alley, and then they have a venue off to the side, as well as there's like a smaller venue space on the lower level of the bowling alley, which is also really cool. And there's like a really nice like bar, restaurant kind of thing now attached to it. Should be cool.
Cool.
Besides bowling with Dry Jacket and then being extremely good at it, my only memory of Mahal's is that there was like a back door and there was like an infinite amount of cans of this drink called Pib.
Yes, that's where they made us put our gear and our deads and breakables and stuff, like in that back
So
room.
we took all the pib.
So we took all the
in
pop.
the Pib room.
Yeah. I don't drink pop very often.
Yeah.
But
It was so.
Yeah.
we don't have Pib
We
in
were
Canada. So I was
definitely
curious.
playing like grounders well into our 20s that night because of all
Oh, yeah, the
sugar and
park
caffeine.
across-
Yeah. We should do that again.
Yeah, not it.
good
Yeah,
time.
Logan's definitely down for a game of Grounders.
So what's going on, Travis?
Yeah, just hanging out, man.
So how's having a Nintendo Switch on tour?
I don't know. I haven't even been using it like
Dude,
a lot. I don't.
that's
think.
a lie. You literally just told me you got so far in Mario.
Yeah, that was like 1 2-hour drive.
True.
That was it.
So you've been
But I
using
haven't
it.
really been playing it all that much. It's cool. It's a nice like distraction when you have downtime. I probably use it more like after we load in. and
It's
stuff,
right there
but-
behind the all out sign. He's
I
looking
know
at
there's
it.
stuff to
He
do.
can't
You
wait.
guys attached to it. Can't get away from it. Okay, so maybe a more important question. Why do you not like Taco Bell?
Oh man,
let's talk about
it's my stomach that doesn't like Taco Bell, dude. I don't know why you're asking me that.
We don't want to talk about this?
When are you going to stop being picky and just admit that it's good?
Dude, it's not.
No, trust me, I tried it. It's really good.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
All right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning until we do this again. When should we do this again? Let's see if we can stick to our word.
How about to the fans?
Never say that.
Tuning into
To the
JJ,
fans.
to the fans, tuning into JJFM.
One, thank you for checking out All Out. And
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't, check it out. Thank you. And two, what should we do on this tour? What kind of places should we go? We're trying to make it a scenic tour, right?
Yeah.
We have a couple of places in mind. We know we want to go to the Redwoods. We know we want to see Grand Canyon, Salt Flats, hopefully. Where else?
Preferably things that like are somewhat active. Because
Yeah.
I think someone in Arms Akimbo, it might have been Colin, was saying like, man, I didn't realize until I started touring that all it is just sitting. Like you wake up and you get in
Yeah.
the van and you sit, and then you load in, and then you go behind merch
It
and you
sucks.
sit, and then you go upstairs to the green room and you sit, you play your set, and then you're tired, so you go to the bar and you sit, and then you do it all over again. So if we can, which is I'm like, damn, I never thought about it that way. Let's get the legs moving. So if there's something that's
Yeah, it was nice watching.
Let's go on a
Chicago
hike.
yesterday.
exactly. Just seeing the sights.
One thing, so when we started this podcast, I think like this is the only band that I know of that has a podcast, and it was my silly idea.
Well, I don't know about the only band. But
Well, I'm sure there's other bands out there, but I don't name a band. I have no idea.
Dude, name 5 bands.
Name 5 bands.
Go.
AC/DC.
oh, you like podcasts?
But my like idea for it was to make it like interactive kind of thing. Like we can go here and what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Sorry guys,
Fuck your
vlog's
vlog,
cut.
man.
Yeah, the goal of the podcast was to make it kind of interactive and just kind of like share more of the behind the scenes stuff and just like more of like who we are and kind of just document things equally for anybody that wants to watch it, but also for us just as like a memory and like kind of a portal to look back on a specific time. Anyways, I would love, and we would all love to make this thing as interactive as possible. And hopefully down the road, we can kind of like introduce like segments or whatnot into it, like reoccurring things that we talk about.
You know what we should do? We're doing it starting now. Right now. I'm just making this decision for us.
Okay.
Moving forward, I'm going to post to our Instagram maybe a day or two before we do the podcast to say, hey, we're going to be filming a podcast soon. I'm going to put one of those little question boxes up.
There you
And,
go.
Yeah, if you want to know anything, want to shout out to anyone, let's make it fun, and we'll.
Yeah. Ask us relationship questions.
Yeah, you want
advice.
to you want to know what those heart to hearts are at 6 a.m. Then get real deep. Yeah, let's do that.
That's what I was going to say. We want to do things like that. So if you have any interesting ideas or there's anything you want to know or anything you want us to talk about, you know how to find us and let us know. Is there anything else we want to touch on? We're going to be doing another one of these on this tour.
Maybe 2 more. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And
Yeah, thanks for listening to the record.
all out.
Thanks for doing that. Yeah, all
Out
out.
now.
LocketSongs.com. Buy a ticket. See you at a gig.
Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe,
Comment,
comment,
share,
share, and
Bye.
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 Consume.
Locket.